cool. Let's go. Too close to it, huh?
From deep in the woods to right in front of the lens, these are the most unbelievable Bigfoot sightings ever caught on camera. Starting with a terrifying trail cam footage. What you're about to see might look like just another fuzzy forest photo at first glance, but look a little closer. Hidden behind a thick tangle of tree branches, there's something strange, a dark, upright figure standing out from the natural surroundings. It's massive, way too big to be a deer or a regular animal. You can see its bulky body, crouched slightly forward, like it was caught mid-motion. Its limbs look powerful, and there's a certain intent in its stance, like it was doing something when the camera snapped. Now take a look at the size. Compare it to the nearby trees. It's huge. The head looks dome-shaped, the neck thick, and the posture is hunched. That classic Sasquatch shape, covered in dark fur, maybe black or deep brown. And while the picture's not super clear, you can still tell. The fur looks dense and natural. There's no fake shine, no signs of a costume. It follows the body like real hair would, not something cheap or synthetic. Skeptics might say it's just blurry, but motion blur is normal for trail cams, especially when something's moving. And if this is a suit, it's insanely well made. No sagging, no zippers, no seams.
Oh, there he goes.
So what do you think? Just another fake? A confused bear? Or something real? Provo Canyon encounter. Now let's move to Provo Canyon in Utah. Two friends were out hiking when they suddenly spotted something in the distance. At first, they figured it was a black bear, until it stood up. That's when everything changed. The creature rose to its full height, tall, upright, and clearly not a bear. It had the shape of a human, but covered in dark fur. For a moment, it looked right at them. The tension kicked in, fast. The hikers weren't going to wait around and find out more. They turned and ran. Ski slope surprise. Here's one that's downright chilling. A man out skiing for the day suddenly noticed something strange in the trees. Off in the distance, peeking from behind a trunk, was a tall, dark figure. Its outline, unmistakable. That bulky, shadowy build matched the classic Bigfoot image. He tried to keep filming, but the footage cuts off. We don't get to see what happened next, which makes it even creepier. Did it walk away? Did it follow him? We'll never know. The photo that's breaking the internet. A brand new photo just hit the web on March 28, 2025, and it's got everyone talking. It shows a creature, but no one can seem to agree on what it is. Some say it's Dogman. Others think it's Bigfoot. One thing's for sure, whatever this thing is, it doesn't look normal. Take a good look at it. It has this ape-like shape, but it's way too big to be any known animal.
So there's a lot here that Bigfoot hunters find fascinating. One thing is the gait, especially the big strides, right? Big strides, this space through here, and the low swinging arm movement. They say that's not human. Also the detail in the hair. They say it's too natural to be a costume.
The face alone is unsettling, with bright wide eyes, a huge nose, and a strangely wide mouth that just doesn't look human or animal. The arms, crazy muscular and really long, like they could reach the ground if it leaned forward. That's got people thinking maybe it walks on all fours sometimes. But here's the weird part. Even with that, the way it's standing, hunched over, knees slightly bent, it still looks like a creature that walks on two legs. And if it ever stood up fully, yeah, it would be massive. Now the big debate is this. Is it real or just a really, really good costume? People who believe it's real point to the muscle definition, especially in the right arm and shoulder. They're asking, if it's a suit, why can we see the muscles so clearly? There's no baggage, no visible seams, just a detailed structure that looks alive. As for where the photo was taken, that's still kind of a mystery. It was shared by a group called Boise Bigfoot, so it might have been snapped somewhere around Boise, Idaho. But nothing's been confirmed yet. Whether it's Dogman, Bigfoot, or something we've never seen before, this image just adds another wild piece to the puzzle. And honestly, it's hard to look at it without getting that weird feeling that maybe, just maybe, we're not alone in the woods after all. The backyard encounter and the clearest Bigfoot yet. On June 25, 2024, a video quietly made its way online. It didn't blow up. It didn't go viral. In fact, only about 1,000 people had seen it at first. But those who did, they couldn't believe what they were watching. The video shows a man investigating strange noises and unexplained movement coming from the woods near the edge of his property. He's clearly curious, maybe a little cautious, but he decides to move closer. And then, something huge steps out of the trees. The short clip captures this giant creature just standing there, partially lit by the man's flashlight. Covered in thick gray and black fur, it moves like it's trying not to be seen, backing away slowly, almost calculating every step. You don't see the whole body, but even with just the upper half visible, it's clear. This thing is massive, and it's not human. He later described it as a bipedal creature, upright, powerful, and way taller than any normal person. For many viewers, this felt like one of the most convincing Bigfoot sightings in recent years, and the man behind the camera, he's absolutely convinced. He believes what he saw was real, but things didn't stop there. Just a few months later, on September 10th, 2024, another piece of evidence surfaced, and this time, it wasn't a blurry clip or shaky footage. It was a photo, a crystal-clear image shared online with a simple caption. This photo was sent in by a follower, allegedly taken before the rise of AI technology. That detail matters, because one of the first things people ask these days is whether something could be AI-generated. But this photo didn't have that overly polished, artificial look. There was no glow, no plastic shine, none of the things that usually give AI images away. Instead, what you see is a mud-covered creature with long, gangly arms, defined chest muscles, a human-like face, and even visible fingers. It doesn't look like a towering beast either. In fact, this one seems slimmer and smaller, which led some to believe it might be a juvenile Bigfoot, maybe still growing, still learning to hide. One thing researchers often say is that Bigfoot's arms are longer than a human's, and in this photo, that detail stands out. The arms are long, too long to be faked by a person in a suit. And the mud? That's a big clue. Most hoaxes feature clean costumes, maybe even store-bought masks, but this one looks like it's been living rough in the wild, rolling in dirt, surviving. Whether it's real or not, this photo now stands as one of the clearest, most detailed images people have ever seen of a Sasquatch-like creature. And honestly, it's left a lot of folks rethinking whether all those old stories were just legends or something we were never meant to see. The Utah sighting. Deep in the rugged wilderness of Utah's remote Manti La Sal National Forest, something strange happened. According to the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization, also known as RMSO, a local deer hunter had an encounter he won't soon forget. Out there, with nothing but trees and silence surrounding him, a massive creature reportedly hurled a log in his direction. The startled hunter later shared his chilling experience, and RMSO posted it on their Facebook page, sparking curiosity and concern across the cryptid hunting community. But this wasn't the first strange report to come from the Monty Mountains. Back in 1973, another hunting group reported something truly wild. While camping out, an unseen force ripped the heavy door off a 300-pound horse trailer and flung it roughly 10 feet away. What left investigators puzzled was the shape of the impression left behind. Neither bear nor human matched what they saw. It seemed to point to something else, something unknown. Fast forward to today, and yet another piece of possible evidence has surfaced. On a recent trip through the forested mountains, a man spotted something odd between two large boulders. As he zoomed in with his camera, he saw it, a tall, broad figure that appeared to be lying low. The second it noticed someone nearby, it bolted, vanishing into the trees. Some viewers think it could have been Bigfoot. Others say it might have just been a bear in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not long after, in the western forests of Slovakia near Kukma, a hiker on a 2-day solo trek had his own bizarre experience. Something didn't feel right. He kept sensing that eyes were on him. As he continued filming, he came across a strange structure, something like a shelter, built out of thick, woven branches. Curiosity got the better of him, and he stepped closer with his camera rolling. That's when it happened. A deep, guttural growl rang out from somewhere nearby. Panic hit instantly. He turned and ran, but even as he pushed deeper into the woods, he wasn't alone. Branches rustled nearby, and when he dared to turn and point his camera again, he saw it. A towering figure, large enough to shake the surrounding trees, stood among them. Its size was hard to process. Compared to the trees, it looked like a giant. That was all he needed to see. He ran, and swore never to return. In another eerie moment caught on film, a man stood peacefully fishing near a quiet stream. With the camera aimed at himself, he was unaware of what was happening in the background. Just beyond the tree line, a dark shape slowly emerged. It paused, watching. Then, just as silently as it came, it melted back into the forest. The man had no idea he'd caught something extraordinary on tape until much later. Now, not all sightings fit the classic image of Bigfoot. Take, for instance, a strange photo taken back in 2013 in the forests of Georgia. Unlike most blurry Bigfoot snapshots, This one showed a creature with clear, defined muscles. It looked almost human in its build. Grayish skin, sharp shoulder blades, powerful legs, and even bulging triceps. The movement blur suggested it was in motion, maybe trying to flee unseen, but it was too late. Someone caught a glimpse. Oddly enough, it didn't match the typical Bigfoot description. Some believe this could be something else entirely, possibly a dogman, a creature said to be slightly smaller than Bigfoot, but with a canine-like face and an equally muscular body. Whatever it was, it didn't fit neatly into any known box, making the photo even more controversial. And the mysteries don't stop there. Another sighting from Canada. On a snowy January day in 2020, way up in Ontario, Canada, a team of forest workers heard something that sent shivers down their spines. A long, haunting sound echoed through the woods, unlike any animal call they'd ever heard. One of the men pulled out his phone and started recording. The eerie cries carried through the trees, unnatural and chilling. They didn't see anything, but the sound alone was enough to leave them disturbed. What could make a noise like that? That same year, an older photo resurfaced, this one from Alberta, Canada, dating back to 2012. It hadn't been shared widely, but when it finally made the rounds online, it stirred up a lot of attention. The image showed a large, ape-like figure sitting in a clearing, turned away from the camera. No one knows who took it, maybe a hiker, maybe a trail cam, but it was the details that had researchers scratching their heads. This creature wasn't just bulky, it was built. The triceps, the massive forearm, the tight fur hugging the muscle, none of it looked like a costume. There were no wrinkles, no sagging seams. It looked real, or at least more real than most photos claiming to show Bigfoot. The way the fur clung naturally to its frame had some experts taking a closer look. Could this be the real deal? Canada has long held onto a shadowy legend that creeps through its forests and whispers through its canyons. Especially in Alberta, there seems to be something strange stirring in the woods, something big. This region, along with British Columbia and Ontario, has become a magnet for unusual sightings of a towering, hairy creature said to walk upright like a man, but built more like a bear. They call it Sasquatch, but others just call it Bigfoot. The story doesn't begin with viral videos or blurry photos. It stretches much further back. Long before modern headlines, First Nations people were already talking about this mysterious being. For centuries, Indigenous communities across Canada passed down tales of a large forest dweller who kept to the shadows and rarely revealed itself to humans. Among the tribes of British Columbia, the Sasquatch wasn't a myth. It was part of the world, just another neighbor in the vast wilderness. A tale from the 1900s. In the early 1900s, these legends began colliding with the modern world. Newspapers started publishing eyewitness accounts. People who had no ties to tribal stories were claiming to see the same thing, something large, humanoid, and covered in thick hair. Most reports came out of Western Canada, especially the thick green wilderness of the Pacific Northwest, and those reports haven't stopped. Even today, sightings continue to pour in, from hikers, hunters, and even ordinary travelers just passing through. One man was driving through Alberta when something caught his eye, a small figure moving unnaturally fast along the roadside. He slowed his car and squinted, confused, and instinctively pulling out his phone. The creature didn't behave like a person. It ran too quickly, like it didn't obey the normal rules of movement, and just as fast as it appeared, it vanished into thin air. The stunned man uploaded the footage that same day, hoping someone could explain what he'd seen. No one could. Elsewhere, a family out boating stumbled across something eerie too. Cruising along a quiet shoreline, their laughter turned into silence when they spotted a dark figure creeping near the edge of the jungle. They zoomed in with their camera, and there it was, a shape, half hidden in the undergrowth, standing still like it was watching them. They captured what they could before it vanished behind the brush, swallowed up by the trees. One thing was certain, it wasn't an animal they'd ever seen before. Then there's the story of Doug Teague from Hickory, North Carolina. It was a calm afternoon in August 2019 when Doug decided to take his dog Daisy out for a walk. They were deep in the woods when something strange broke the silence, a loud knocking sound echoing from a distance. Curious, Doug followed the noise and came across something odd, huge footprints embedded in the soil. They weren't bear prints. They looked almost human, but far too large. So he kept going, following the trail of prints. That's when he saw it. Something or someone moved through the trees ahead. His voice, caught on camera, turned shaky. As he backed away, stones began flying in his direction, tossed by the creature itself. Later, experts came in to examine the prints Doug had discovered. One anthropologist studied the evidence and offered a staggering estimate. The creature might have stood close to 15 feet tall, Other researchers chimed in, agreeing that the tracks didn't look faked. If this was a hoax, it was an incredibly elaborate one. But to Doug, it wasn't a trick. It was real. He had seen it with his own eyes. New groundbreaking footage. On March 5, 2025, a brand new and possibly groundbreaking Bigfoot video was released by the Discovery Channel, a source known for serious documentaries and research. They shared the footage with a caption that sparked curiosity, suggesting that this could be the proof people have been waiting for, or maybe the beginning of something even bigger. The footage was filmed by the team from Expedition Bigfoot, a group with years of experience searching for the mysterious creature in remote forests and mountains. While they had found strange evidence before, this time something truly unusual was caught on camera. While scanning a tree-covered mountain slope with a long-range camera, the crew noticed something strange. As they zoomed in, they briefly captured what looked like the head and shoulders of a tall, hairy, two-legged creature. It was only visible for a few seconds before disappearing into the trees. The figure didn't move like a bear. Instead, it had upright posture and a strong arm swing, something commonly reported in Bigfoot sightings. This swinging motion, which helps the creature move its heavy body forward, reminded many people of the movement seen in the famous Patterson-Gimlin film. Although humans swing their arms too, the motion in this video looked far more exaggerated and powerful, just like reports of Sasquatch behavior describe. The creature appeared dark, broad, and muscular, with strong shoulders and long limbs. The Expedition Bigfoot team believes this might be one of the clearest and most convincing videos of Bigfoot ever recorded. Since it was released by Discovery Channel, it has more weight than a typical internet video, but whether it truly shows Bigfoot or not remains a mystery. Riverbank sighting. In a separate incident, a man was fishing by a lake when he noticed something strange on the opposite riverbank. A large, dark figure was seen standing in the water up to its waist, watching the area. The figure seemed aware of the man's presence and stayed in place, not moving forward. The area was calm, but the presence of the creature added an eerie feeling to the quiet surroundings. Another strange case came from Montana. A Reddit user shared photos taken years ago by a family friend who worked as a rancher. When the pictures were first shown around town, even local scientists and professors had no idea what they were looking at. The photos showed a large, shadowy figure in the trees, and many people thought it might be a glimpse of Bigfoot. Years later, those images were uploaded online for the public to examine. There was also a frightening moment during a quiet family trip in the woods. Everything seemed normal until a low, deep growl echoed from the forest. It sent chills through the group. In the moments that followed, a dark shape was seen hiding in the bushes. A quick video clip showed a mysterious figure, half hidden behind trees, adding to the fear and mystery of what was really out there. Another hiker exploring a forest trail also came across something strange. While walking through thick trees, he heard rustling sounds in the brush. A large, dark figure suddenly moved between the trees. The man said the video was not edited in any way, and the creature didn't match the shape or behavior of any known animal. This led some people to believe it might be another sighting of Bigfoot. Others, however, remained skeptical, suggesting it could have been a person in costume or a clever prank. One more report came from June 2018, when a couple was filming nature scenes during a hike. While everything seemed peaceful at the time, a strange noise was captured in the video. Later, while reviewing the footage, they spotted something they hadn't noticed before: a dark, humanoid figure standing behind a tree. Some people thought it might be a bear, but bears were rarely seen in that area. Others believed the figure could be something else entirely. Across all these cases, from high-quality footage by professionals to blurry images and strange sounds in the woods, the mystery remains the same. Whether these videos and sightings show a real unknown creature or simply tricks of light, animals, or imagination, Bigfoot continues to stir curiosity around the world.